what it is that you really want out of this one beautiful, fleeting moment that we all have on this earth. What is it that you want to experience, and what can you do today to get a little bit of that? This week was just as interesting as last week. It's crazy that we have been doing this for a month now. It's kind of a chicken or egg situation. Is all of this transformation happening because I'm doing this challenge? Or is the challenge because of the transformation that was going to happen anyway? I don't know. I don't really care. So in editing this video, I realized that the clip I made that explained all these terms that I'm going to be talking about didn't record. It's just 3 minutes of nothing. So I'm just going to explain these terms real quick so you know what I'm talking about and give a little bit of summary of the video in general. So recently we were thinking about our finances actually and reading this book called The Psychology of Money. Highly recommend the book. And in the beginning, the author is talking about one of the best things you could ever do is to stop moving the goal line. I loved that concept for many reasons, not just for finances. It's kind of this never-enough-ness. Like if you ever obtain something you've been working for, it's immediately like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Social media has really exacerbated that because before in human history, we didn't have so much awareness of what everyone else was doing and getting. And so it's so easy to compare yourself to what everyone else has and what everyone else is doing. And so that never enoughness just really makes you feel like you have to always be pursuing more or improving or getting more or obtaining more, whether it's your finances or your career or your car or your body or everything, anything, self-improvement, self-actualization even. Like this has been really sneaking into a lot of spiritual circles as well. We were talking about this concept and that's when I said, I'm so tired of all of this aggressive pursuit. Never enough. We have to continuously chase after something without experiencing and enjoying the fruits of our labor. And that's where this concept initially came from. This challenge initially was a response to the 75 hard challenge. If you've heard of it before, you essentially do hard things for 75 days in a row. And you can get a lot at the end of that 75 days by pursuing all those things really aggressively. But I was like, I want to do 75 peaceful days. And that's part of where the idea for this challenge initially came from. When I'm talking about aggressive pursuit, I'm talking about never crossing that finish line, never feeling that sense of rest and peace of like, I did that. I get to enjoy what that makes me feel now instead of immediately turning around and saying, okay, what do I have to do next? We've never had this opportunity in human history to observe everybody else, to see this highlight reel of everyone else's life, of what they're doing, what they're getting, what they're obtaining. And I think that has created this really skewed view of what our life should be versus actually getting to enjoy what our life is. And for me, the path of peaceful pursuit is enjoying the process along the way to getting there and creating something that's peaceful. And it's not that you're not moving and you're not walking. It's just you're actually enjoying the journey instead of always focused on a dangling carrot that's always moving away from you. Our economy, the foundation of our culture, is based on dissatisfaction. That's why entire industries like advertising exist. It's to get us to want something that we don't have, to want to feel something in our minds, in our bodies, in our moment by moment experience. And if the thing that we're feeling in our moment to moment experience is satisfaction, why would we reach outside ourselves to obtain something else? It's that sense of dissatisfaction that everything is based on. So the practice, because it is a practice of satisfaction, is a lost art form. Nothing in our culture celebrates being content, being satisfied, because how would you sell something to someone who is content with what they have and satisfied with what they're experiencing? Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with pursuing something. This is something I was really bought into when I was younger. It's that like if you're not growing, you're dying, always be moving, always be pursuing something. And I believe there's something to that. So many of the things that I sat down as a 20-year-old and wrote, I want this. I want to experience this. I've already done it. I've had to make a new bucket list because I have crossed off almost everything on my bucket list. And that is incredible. And it's because I was taught some of these skills about goal setting and how to get what you want, how to go after it and how to break it down and make it measurable. So there's nothing wrong with that. And for all of their annoying qualities, this is why vision boards, goal setting practices, this is why they work. Because you have something in front of you to look at and remember, oh yeah, that was the choice I wanted to make. Aggressive pursuit is actually easier because it doesn't allow you to forget that you're going for something. And every choice that you make will either get you closer or farther to that goal. And so it keeps it right in front of you. It makes it easier to make those choices. But it can also lead to feeling like something is always chasing you towards that ever-moving goalpost. If you feel like you never actually get to the goal, then you also feel like you're always behind or you're always losing or everyone else is accomplishing something. Everyone is standing on the other side of the goalpost that is always moving. So you're never going to get there. And it can feel so discouraging and can make us feel so lonely. If you're thinking about what is it that gives you meaning and joy and satisfaction and all the other things that really amplify what we kind of lump together and describe as happiness, if you were to get at the end of your life, what would having a rich life actually look like in the day-to-day, in the moment-to-moment? Most people, when they get to that point, they say it's the time they spent with their family, with their friends, with their loved ones, the things they got to see and do, the quiet, still moments that actually mean the most when we get to the end of this journey. And so why are we pursuing these things that we know deep down don't matter that much? It's the accolades and the accomplishments that might make us feel good in a moment, but we know that it's kind of like junk food. It's not going to sustain us long term. It's not going to give us the satisfaction that we really want. The cult of aggressive pursuit will always lead to burnout. I think burnout is kind of where we are as a species, if I'm being honest. It's pretty incredible how all of our advancements, all of the things that we create with technology, with social media, in order to give us better lives, do make things easier, but ultimately create new and more complex traps that is part of the reason why we're having a mental health crisis across humanity because of what we've created. We are in the midst of a golden age in human history, and yet so many people would say that they are not living fulfilling lives. So many people would say that they are struggling with meaning, with making sense of what is happening to the world. And it's a pretty crazy time to be here. It can feel like you're simultaneously never enough and always behind. In my mind, the opposite of the path of aggressive pursuit is the path of peaceful pursuit. Because I always want to be in pursuit of something. I want to have something in front of me that I am moving towards, a goal that is keeping me aligned, that is encouraging me to continue these supportive practices that I know are going to get me what I actually want in my day-to-day. And that is the path of peaceful pursuit. And that is really what this challenge is supposed to be about. Figure out what it is that you really want out of this one brave, beautiful, fleeting moment that we all have on this earth. What is it that you want to experience? And what can you do today to get a little bit of that? And even if it's as simple as taking your shoes off and standing outside in the grass, breathing in the air, listening to the sounds of the world around you, just for a moment, think, I am alive and I am here on this spinning rock in the middle of this infinite universe that we are just scratching the surface of how to even comprehend who we are and where we are. Breathe into your body and find some peace and joy and stillness, even if it's just for a moment. And so my encouragement would be to maybe not look towards the goalpost, but look towards your feet. What is it that you can do right now to make yourself feel peaceful, calm, joyful in your own body? And that's different for everybody. But whoever you are, whatever you're doing, taking a few deep breaths always helps to center just a little bit more. Have the courage and the hope to believe that there is a peaceful path that can get us where we need to go. I want to create a life of ease and peace. But here's the thing, ease is not easy because the foundation of our culture is dis-ease, is trying to make us dissatisfied. Finding a path of consistent, sustainable peace, I believe, is the hardest path to find. It's the most narrow, it's the most easy to miss, but I feel like it's the one worth finding, and that's why I'm doing all of this. That's what I'm hoping to get for myself, and that's the only reason why I'm documenting this, is that hopefully my process can help unlock for someone else their own process. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're dealing with, try to take a moment today to be in the moment, to feel your feet on the ground, and believe that the peaceful path is possible, and we're going to find it. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope to see you all next week. Goodbye for now.